Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
Morning sunlight slipped through my curtains, painting soft stripes across the lavender dress hanging on my door. Tomorrow, Douglas's wedding day. I pressed that dress last night, imagining the music, the clinking glasses, his smile when he saw me in the crowd. My only brother, finally marrying the woman he loved. Out of habit, I scrolled through my phone, half expecting some last-minute text from Mom. Her usual, "Don't forget your shoes." Instead, what I saw froze me in place. Douglas, standing barefoot on a beach, a garland of white roses around his neck, his arm around a woman in lace. The caption read, "Honeymoon for newlyweds, forever starts now. A week has passed since the wedding." For a heartbeat, everything inside me went silent. Then my hands began to shake. The comments, "Beautiful ceremony. You two are perfect," blurred as tears filled my eyes. My family had lied. They told me the wedding was tomorrow. They had celebrated without me. I called Mom first, no answer. Then Dad, then Douglas. All three calls went to voicemail. My chest felt tight, like the air had been stolen from me. I sank onto the edge of the bed, trying to make sense of it. Had I done something wrong? After all I'd done for them, paying Douglas's $14,000 business debt, giving Mom and Dad $27,000 to fix the leaking roof, buying the Corona Del Mar beach house for $270,000 so they wouldn't lose it. I'd built their safety, their comfort, their peace, and yet I wasn't even worth an invitation. When Mom finally called back, her voice was too calm. "Ariella, honey, don't be upset. It was a small gathering. We thought it'd be better this way." "Better?" My voice cracked. "Better than what? Having your daughter there?" She hesitated. "You tend to draw attention." Douglas deserved the spotlight. Douglas was afraid of being overshadowed by your hyperactivity and sociability with guests. I laughed bitterly. "So you lied to protect his ego?" "Don't twist things," she said sharply. "You've always been so independent. It makes us feel, well, inadequate." The line went silent. I realized then that love had never been the reason they kept me close. Dependence was. And now that they didn't need me, I was disposable. When the call ended, I sat staring at the lavender dress. It looked meaningless now. A costume for a life that no longer existed. Tears burned my eyes, but beneath them, something colder began to rise. That was the moment I understood. I would never let them use me again. By evening, anger had replaced shock. I drove to my parents' house in silence, my heart pounding like a second heartbeat in my chest. The familiar white porch lights glowed, gentle and deceitful. Through the window I saw them, laughing, wine glasses in hand, as if nothing had happened. Mom opened the door when I knocked. Her face fell instantly. "Ariella, what are you doing here?" "What am I doing here?" I stepped inside, trembling. Maybe asking why my family lied about Douglas' wedding date. "Ariella, please, lower your voice." "No," I snapped, my voice cracking. "You lied to me, all of you. I saw the pictures. The ceremony, the vows, the smiles. You pretended it hadn't happened." I called Douglas and put him on speakerphone. "Douglas, why did you hide the date and not invite me to your wedding? Why do you think your own sister should be ignored?" Douglas rubbed the back of his neck. "Look, it wasn't personal. I just wanted the day to be about me and Clara. People tend to notice you. I didn't want to be in your shadow." I stared at the phone, disbelief choking me. "I paid your debts, Douglas. $14,000. I saved your business. And you repay me by pretending I don't exist." Mom's eyes hardened. "You're being dramatic. You've always made us feel small. You think your success gives you the right to judge us, but it just makes you intimidating." Tears blurred my vision. "So you cut me out to feel powerful?" Mom said nothing. Dad avoided my eyes. The silence screamed louder than words. I took a shaky breath. "You've used my love as your safety net, but I'm done being the one who saves you." Douglas's voice trembled. "Ariella, don't do this." I turned toward the door. "I'm already doing it." When I left that night, the air outside was cold and sharp. My heart felt heavy, but beneath the ache, a new strength flickered to life. 2 weeks passed before I finally picked up the phone and called Mason Carroll, my lawyer. the only person I trusted with both my secrets and my scars. My voice barely held steady as I said, "I want to take back everything that's mine." Mason's tone turned firm. "Then we'll start with the Corona Del Mar property. You bought it under your name, right?" "Yes," I whispered, "to save my parents from losing it. But they've used it to humiliate me instead." Within hours, Mason had arranged a meeting with my financial advisor, Francis Roberts. We sat in his sleek office overlooking the city. Papers spread like the pieces of my broken loyalty. Francis adjusted his glasses. "Ariella, once we shift ownership legally and cut off shared accounts, they'll feel it. Hard." "I don't want revenge," I said, though my chest ached. "I just want freedom." He gave a small smile. "Freedom has a price, but you've already paid too much." By the end of the week, every document was signed. The house deed transferred fully to me, all joint accounts severed, every loan restructured into my parents' names. The sound of Mason's pen scratching across the last page felt like chains breaking. That night, my phone buzzed nonstop. Missed calls from Mom, from Dad, then a message from Douglas. "You're destroying us. You'll regret this." Tears stemmed my eyes, but I didn't reply. They had destroyed me first, with lies that no apology could fix. The next morning, I drove to the Corona Del Mar house. The ocean wind brushed my face as I stood on the porch, the same porch I'd saved from foreclosure years ago. For the first time, it felt like mine. I closed my eyes and whispered, "Never again." It wasn't vengeance that filled me, it was peace, fragile but real. For the first time in my life, I wasn't their provider. I was my own protector. By summer, the consequences of my decision began to echo through every corner of their lives. Whispers spread. Douglas's company had defaulted on its payments, the same business I'd once rescued. My parents' accounts were frozen under unpaid loan transfers, and collectors began calling their house daily. What used to be my burden was finally rightfully theirs. Francis called one morning, voice calm but firm. "Ariella, it's begun. They've listed the family home for sale." I closed my eyes. Let them. Maybe now they'll learn what honesty costs. Still, hearing it hurt. No matter how justified it was, a piece of me mourned what could have been, a family built on love, not convenience. That week, I received an email from Mom. It wasn't an apology, it never was. "We never thought you'd turn against us. You've humiliated us, Ariella. People are talking." I stared at the screen, tears burning my eyes. I had spent years saving them from humiliation, and now they blamed me for their ruin. My hands trembled, but I didn't reply. Later that night, Douglas showed up outside my apartment. His face was pale, eyes sunken with exhaustion. "Ariella, you can fix this. You always fix things. Please, just one more time." My throat tightened. "You lied to me, Doug. You erased me from your life. I was jealous, okay?" His voice cracked. "You had everything, success, freedom, respect. I just wanted something of my own." I shook my head slowly. "You had a sister who loved you. That was everything." He stepped back, defeated. For the first time, I saw him not as my brother, but as a stranger. When he left, I sank to the floor, tears falling freely. It wasn't triumph I felt. It was the ache of finality, the painful understanding that love, once betrayed, doesn't return the same. Still, beneath the sorrow, I felt something steady rise. I had survived their collapse, and somehow, I was still standing. Months passed like a long exhale. My world had quieted, the chaos replaced by the rhythm of waves outside my Corona Del Mar home. Each morning, sunlight spilled across the hardwood floors, soft and forgiving. Mason stopped by one afternoon, a folder in hand. "The final audits are complete," he said. "You're clear of all family entanglements." I smiled faintly. "So it's really over." "It's over," he confirmed. "You did what most people never have the courage to do. You let go." That night, I walked barefoot along the beach, the tide washing away my footprints as fast as I made them. The wind carried no bitterness, only peace. For the first time in years, I wasn't living for someone else's approval. As the moon rose, my phone buzzed, a message from Mom. "We miss you. Can we talk?" I looked at it for a long time, then deleted it without replying. Some doors, once closed, must stay closed for the soul to heal. Turning back toward the glowing house, I whispered, "I am enough." And for the first time, the words didn't feel like defiance. They felt like freedom. Standing beneath the moonlight, I realized what I had been searching for all along. Real worth comes from self-respect, not from being needed or used. I'd spent years proving my love to those who never valued it. Now I finally understood. Never let those who betray you define your worth. Stand firm. Reclaim your power. Choose yourself.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.